this episode of Punk's Talk Wrestling, Mommy once again comes out on top of the women's division. We revel in an exceptional U.S. title match, and I plead with the WWE to destroy every graphic and every one of those horrible greatness on a different level mode shirts as we discuss this year's WWE Crown Jewel. I am R.W. Hellborn, one half of your Punk's Talk Wrestling tag team hosts, hailing quote-unquote from Philly, and always virtually by my side in London, England. He is my tag team podcast partner, the proper prick, CJ Newman!
Did you know? That was great, by the way. I'm impressed.
Whew. Yeah, I did not think I was going to get that all in one breath, let alone all in one take.
But my fact wasn't that that was great. Like,
I thought that was it. I thought that was
fact,
just your
though.
fact. That was a fact.
Here's
though.
my actual fact. Did you know Gunther has been part of the WWE for 1,761 days? Now, that's not a fact. But he's been Intercontinental Champion for 514 days, and he was WWE UK Champion for 870 days. Right?
Yeah.
He's been a champion for 1,384 days. That means that Gunther has spent 77% of his time in the WWE as a champion.
Yeah. That's probably, I mean, that's an amazing record that's for a relatively short amount of time too.
Yeah. That's 4 years. 4 years. Nearly 5.
That's amazing. I would be curious to see if anyone else
has ever achieved anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, has had a
I think the only thing
ever,
if you take out the gap in Brock Lesnar's career when he was at UFC, I would like to see what his record is, because he's kind of been champion pretty consistently with his tenure.
Yeah, he shot up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I might even try and do the math on that one, because I did the math on this one. So.
But also, I mean, Gunther came in when he came into WWE UK, the NXT UK. He came in and instantly took the title. So he pretty much started off.
Right.
I don't know if it was instantly, but pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Took that title and he held that for quite a while.
Yeah.
Man, I really want to see Ilya Dragunov come up. Like,
That's all I want. He's got to be the guy to take it off Gunther, man. And I'd love to be at WrestleMania would be even better. I'd love to see Dragunov come up in the Royal Rumble, maybe eliminate Gunther from the Rumble, and then we lead to them two at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Build up Dragunov between then and WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see the most substantial Royal Rumble, like as far as the impact that this year's Royal Rumble has
big
on
time.
WrestleMania.
I feel that.
Far more than just with the individual Royal Rumble winners, but like all of the other things that are going to happen. There's countless stories there that can. I'm so looking forward to it. Royal Rumble the build up to the Royal Rumble is so great, because there's just so much potential for any amount of chaos in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. I didn't know that. That's an amazing average.
Yeah, that's quite the fact. It's quite the statistic right there.
Yeah, holy shit.
All right.
Well, anyways.
And on that note,
yeah, I think we should. Yeah, you want to just get right into it?
Let's get damn into it.
I'm also. I'm missing my gum. Oh
shit! You come missing the gum.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta go get it. I'll be right back. One more. Hold on. Just run some random facts for the Patreons.
Jesus Christ! You see, you think I'm just full of these random facts when, in fact, what actually happens.
I have to go all the way out to the garage to get it.
Oh shit! I'm gonna be here for a while. What actually happens is, you see, I'll give you a little inside baseball. It's a British guy with an American term right there. What I actually do is I don't actually look up these facts prior to doing the podcast. I should. Sometimes I do. But most of the time, I panic. And when Ralph is writing the intro at the end of the podcast, that's when I'm panicking and trying to find a really good fact or a really good question to ask Ralph. So, but sometimes during the week, I'll just find something random and go, "Oh, that'd be a good thing to say. That's a good fact. That's something that no one will know." But yeah, I don't have one of them. And what's a random fact I could give you right now? I don't know. I see, I've been watching wrestling for such a long time. I think things I know are not. I think things that I know are things that people would just commonly know about wrestling, but I think maybe they're things that only like fucking nerds like me will know about wrestling.
Okay, I had to call an audible there, man. Whew. Dodged a.
I've been talking, just giving a bit of inside baseball about how I give my facts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
A little inside baseball.
Just exposing myself for the fraud that I am.
Potentially exposing yourself, in other ways that you couldn't see because it's an audio-only podcast.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I guess I could describe things, but
yeah, you could. Well, you could.
You don't want that.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell I just walked myself back into, but
and we didn't know how.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how to describe it. It's not something.
So, So this episode, I'm going to be sponsoring Orbit, Wrigley's Orbit Sweet Mint Gum.
It's a new one. I know this one, by the way.
You do know Orbit.
Yeah, we have Orbit in the UK. It's fine.
Okay. I was looking for my other package of gum.
Here's a thing. Here's a thing that
it's gone missing.
Is not. Hold on a second here.
Oh,
is this
here
what
we
I
go.
think it is? Wait.
Well, you figure out if that's what you think it is. Let me tell you about the nutritional facts of Orbit's gum.
Here you go. Check this out. Oh wait. You do your thing first.
Yeah. Serving size is one piece, 1.9 grams. There is less than 5 calories per piece. 0% fat. Zero sodium. 1 gram of total carbs. No sugar. No added sugars. 1 gram of sugar alcohol, though. I don't know what that is. And no protein. It's not a significant source of other
protein
nutrients
in that
either.
gum. Let me list off a few chewing gum brand names, right, for a second here, because I found something out the other day which will blow your fucking mind. All right.
I'm hold on. All right. I'm already sitting down. I can't. I'm going to lower my chair so I can
even
sit
further
down.
All right. So if you heard of Juicy Fruit,
I do. Yes,
right,
I know Juicy Fruit. Yeah. The yellow. It's a bright yellow packaging.
That's right. Spearmint, which is like a brand Spearmint, not the, yeah.
Wrigley. Yeah, it's. I think that's another Wrigley.
Yeah,
brand.
yeah. Double mint.
Yep.
Right. Big Red.
Yep. Big Red. They're all. Yeah, they're all Wrigley.
Freedent. Yeah. All right. This is my fact. Everything's that Hubba Bubba, Extra, Orbit, 5, Eclipse, Freedent, Airwaves, Altoids, Tunes, the Lockets. They're all made by Wrigley's. All chewing gum brands are made by Wrigley's. I thought they were all different brands, but they're all made by the same fucking people.
No, they're just different. They're just different styles. Yeah,
they've got a whole. They're like the Disney of the chewing gum world. Not only that,
I mean, how many?
They also make Skittles and Starburst. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, I mean, how many candy manufacturing plants do you actually need? You just need one to make all the gum.
I guess it's like glitter.
One big.
I got a really interesting. I watched this really interesting like homemade documentary about glitter. I can show you. It's fucking good.
Okay.
Because think about this for a second, right? You think about a lot of different things in the world.
I think about a lot of different things all the time.
Right.
For usually for about a second.
You guys, you've probably seen somewhere on TV in your like you've seen that TV show called How It's Made or some shit like that, right?
Yes.
Everyone's seen that
I love
shit.
that. Yeah, I love
great
that
show.
stuff.
Great show.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever in your life seen how glitter is made?
No, I don't think so.
How is glitter made?
I don't know. How is glitter made?
So, all I'm going to say to you, I will find this video and I'll send it to you, right? Because you got to watch it. But the glitter has a direct affiliation with the invention of the nuclear bomb.
Really?
Yeah, direct affiliation. Basically, it's like the leftovers from the invention of the nuclear bomb is what they went. Oh, this shit's cool. We can make glitter out of that. That's where the glitter came from.
Okay.
And I mean, I won't go too far.
Yeah,
I won't go too far, but it seems like the biggest. Who do you think the biggest like buyer of glitter is? What? I don't know what to call it. Like what? Who's their biggest customer? The glitter. Who's the biggest customer? You would think.
Topless dancers.
Didn't expect that one. No, it's the U.S. government.
Really?
Yeah, and that's because a lot of people think that glitter is used in certain bombs. So, the more you know.
They think that they use glitter in bombs?
Yeah, like a little secret ingredient.
What would they use?
Would they use? We're really going down like Joe Rogan path
in a bomb. Well, I'm curious. Yeah, I mean, just give me like I'll give you like the 60 more seconds of like what do people think? Because there's a connection from the atomic bomb to the glitter as the residue. What's the connection between the original piece?
You're asking me about a documentary I saw like 10 months ago, but.
Yeah.
I don't know. Basically, it's just like
doesn't have to be right. It could just be.
There's just there's just a waste. There's a waste that came from the nuclear bomb, and they were like, oh shit, this stuff's flaky and pretty. And then they were like, let's make this into a what's that? Sorry, I have a conversation with myself in my own head. But like
it happens all the time.
Yeah, but I guess they were like, we could sell this shit, and then they did, and then they put it in jars and bottles and sold it all around the world.
But where does glitter now come from?
There's a factory. There's a factory that makes glitter, but
they just make it. They just make it based on the chemical compound. They're like, oh, this is what it is.
Yeah, it's essentially like it's like, I guess it's in a sense laser cut. I think it's laser cut, but in a sense it's like micro cutting shit, right?
Yeah.
And but the thing is, it doesn't seem like, like I said, you've never seen glitter on these how it's made shows, right? Because but I can't say that I've seen every single one of them either. And I think that's because there's never been like, oh shit, what's this? Hold on.
Is this because we're really going into a conspiracy theory here, right?
Oh.
This because
here's the deal? I just found a glitter factory in China.
Okay.
And I'm watching a video right now, and they got these really big reams of what looks like foil or plastic.
Yeah, and they're just there you go. It's just China. It's just China, everybody.
Yeah. It looks like they just kind of blend up sheets of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
The machines kind of look like they're pooping out glitter. So.
Yeah. Maybe now I could see more like the fact that, oh, there's this residue that was left over from this atomic bomb, and oh, by the way, it looks kind of shiny, and then giving someone the idea, hey, we should find a way.
I think that's where it came from. I do think that's where it came from.
But the notion that they're using glitter in new bombs when it was the residue left over from a bomb. First, doesn't make any sense because you can't just do that. You can't do that. Without I'm not a rocket scientist by any means, but I can tell you can't just use the crap that was left over to make something again. Like I'm not gonna make another cheesesteak out of my shit. It doesn't work that way. Like,
well, you could make. I could cut some cookies, and with the waste pastry, I could make more cookies.
Wait, what? What did you say? Waste pastry?
Not pastry. You don't make cookies out of pastry.
Did you?
Oh shit! If I was to make cookie mix and roll it out flat, right?
Yeah.
And then I get a cookie cutter.
Yeah.
And then I get out a bunch of circles, right, for the cookies. And then I got excess waste from the cookie mix, right?
Yeah, but that's not waste. That's still usable dough.
Yeah.
You're just good. Yeah. We're talking about. You're talking about the crap that's left over after the bomb exploded.
Yeah.
Right?
No, not after the bomb. Well, yeah. No, not after the bomb. No, when it's being made. When the bomb's being made.
Oh, sorry, my bad. See, this is exactly how misinformation gets spread.
Yeah.
You see it right in real time. Missed a key point of that. Okay. So, but what was during what process? You mean the process of making
just during the making,
like
man.
the process of cutting steel into or like
I don't know. I'll have to watch the documentary again. I can't remember.
Nah, hey, don't bother.
Glitter's fun though, right? You know what?
Glitter is great.
You know what glitter is?
It's the sign of a great time and a tough explanation.
You were meant to just ask me what's glitter, Chris.
What's glitter? What? Let's try it again.
Right.
Start over.
You know what glitter is, Ralph?
What? No. Wait, what? What is glitter?
No. Yeah, I'm asking you what glitter is, and you're like, no. What is glitter? All right, here's it.
Okay, try it. Okay, one more time.
Ralph, what is glitter, huh?
I don't know, Chris. What is glitter, huh?
Well, glitter. You know what glitter is? It's shiny. You know what else is shiny?
No. A lot of things like.
No, that's again. You're meant to
clean,
say. What else
forks.
is? You meant to just say. What else is shiny, Chris?
Oh, what else is shiny, Chris?
Crown jewels.
Yes, they are. They should be shiny. If not, that would be a great disservice to the crown, to the jewel or the crown in which the jewel is.
Yeah. So. Crown Jewel, and that's what we're doing today. We're looking.
And that is what we're
doing a review.
Sharp turn,
straight into the actual theme.
Squealing
of this podcast.
You'd think it was Fastlane with those squealing tires.
I know, right?
And that continuing vrooming.
Here we are. So we haven't talked about punk rock music nor wrestling, just glitter and atomic bombs.
No, just glitter and conspiracies.
Yeah.
To start off.
But we're looking. Well, it happened 4 days ago. 4 days ago, and it was.
What's
Crown
today?
Jewel.
Wednesday? Yeah. At the taping of this episode,
2023, live from the Mohammed Abdu Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Here's a little thing. We noticed the other week when we did a review of Crown Jewel 2021. By the way, we did a review of Crown Jewel 2021 just a few weeks ago, and
it was amazing.
And that was the last event. That was the last time that that they were in that arena, and this is the next time they were in this arena. So we've kind of jumped from each Mohammed Abdu Arena show, if you know what I mean.
Yes, there. Yep.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, noticeably, and also a noticeably lower attendance.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was about to get to actually, because here's the deal: if you look at the older events, we noticed that the attendances were like these really round numbers,
60,
like they weren't actually
exactly.
counting them. Like
yes.
WrestleMania. Oh shit! Hold on, wait. We didn't watch which one did we watch?
We watched 21.
Did we?
Yep. Brock versus Roman versus
shit,
Brock.
yeah, I'm just being a dumbass. All right, yeah. Yeah, we did. Yeah, so but they always like that was 22,000 round number, like
22,000 exactly. Yeah,
20. You go 2019 says like
they didn't even have that one.
All right.
Yeah, sometimes they didn't even add an attendance.
Yeah, 2022 was okay, they didn't
no attendance listed
for that either. Cool. But anyway, like what I'm saying is they never really added attendances. They had these really round numbers. This is the first time that it seems to be an actual attendance, and it was 10,291 people.
Yeah, and so I want to start off with one thing about this, because the very few criticisms that I saw, some of them were about the crowd being dead. So first of all, that's not true. The crowd was popping for a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it's 10. But when you look at that number, that makes that realistic. When you think, oh, it's only 10,000. The stage and the setup was a lot.
Sorry, that stage
bigger.
was fucking humongous.
That was I mean, I think they took up more of the arena
with that stage.
From what you could see, it was completely packed for what they had, but they had a really intricate setup in there too.
Oh yeah.
So I thought that was also pretty interesting, because it's not just about the actual, like, the biggest number here. It is really about the presentation, how big the presentation is.
Yeah, exactly.
And they made 10,000 people feel like a 70,000 seat.
Well, you watched this.
Stadium.
You watched this show live, and I watched it a few nights ago for the first time, and I texted you when it first started, and I was like, "Shit, man! Like, this stage is amazing. Like, it gives me like WrestleMania vibes, right?
Yeah,
that thing's
and what was I texting you during the event? Just a bunch of holy fucks, holy fucking shit.
You know what? I'm just gonna go find these messages because I was out all day, right? So, what do we got? You got holy fuck, dude, and then we got wow. Wow.
Well, hold on.
Oh,
yeah.
I think you made a mistake not watching this live. Just saying, we'll talk about it on the podcast. Then we got wow, and we got so much to discuss. It's not even halfway through. Holy fucking shit! Logan Paul just saved Ray from breaking his neck.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Holy fucking shit! Holy fucking shit!
Holy fucking shit! Holy fuck!
Yeah, that's what I got through the course of like 4 hours. So
yeah. I think that can be. We'll screenshot that. That is one of our for Instagram there. Man, this event it felt really big. It felt like, we said this from the get-go. The storylines were all interconnected now.
Yeah.
And everybody that I have talked to about this, regardless of whether what they thought, said the same thing. Everyone's happy that these events are now real events. Like they're tied into all the storylines. They're not these weird thrown together.
Exactly. It felt like it just felt like a standard PLE. Like it's part of the canon. Like we said this a few weeks ago when we did 2021. Like we actually said that 2021 was the first one to feel like more part of like the canon.
Yeah, that really was. And this definitely, seeing them now back to back, this definitely built on that. But I also understand why they had to do them before. And here the other thing about the crowd too, when they were like, oh, the crowd was completely dead for this that we'll get to. They were dead for people that they don't yet know, because they don't know they still don't know some of these newer performers, newer wrestlers. By proof of the fact that the guy that came out, they had a local celebrity, and we'll get to him. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but it'll be in the notes when we get to him. Yeah. Mimicking The Rock. They're still like, I think there's a lot of the fan base internationally, especially in these markets, that still aren't. They're not as they're not as caught up on current, like they're not seeing Raw and SmackDown on a weekly basis. They're only seeing some of these big events, and they're still getting an influx of all of it really fast.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Well, here's the deal, man. I did see a few comments here and there about this being like the crowd being dead. I saw those comments, and the immediate. I'll tell you what. Actually, I saw those comments before I'd even watched the pay-per-view, and I was like, oh, okay.
I'll tell you what,
and I was definitely looking out for it, right? Yeah. And then the whole show, I was like, this isn't a dead crowd. Like,
no, not at all.
Like no. Like if I'm looking at the card right now on my screen, and like,
it's a crowd. It's a crowd reacting differently because it's a different kind of crowd. They were definitely
reacting. So, say for example, Seth Rollins and Drew. Super alive for that. They were definitely more alive for that than they were like Io Sky, Bianca Belair. But there was moments in each matches where they were like, for 10,000 people, man. That's a loud fucking crowd, man.
That was so
loud.
And I think that might also have been part of that. That might have been a part of that misconception. Is like they think it's dead because they think that's a 60,000 seat stadium.
Yeah.
When it's really not.
But that's the thing, dude. When I text you about the stage and I was like, wow, this is giving me WrestleMania vibes. It was about 10 minutes after that they give a faraway shot of the crowd. I was like, oh shit.
I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it at all until
there. I thought it was a stadium. I thought it was a stadium.
I didn't realize it wasn't all night when I was watching it live. Yeah. Because I was so enthralled by every match.
Yeah.
You know, every single match was great. Even the I don't know if you caught the pre-show.
I missed the pre-show, unfortunately.
Match.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn versus McDonough was. I mean, all I can say is it was a solid fucking match.
Right.
Like, it was a great fucking match. Yeah. If you can go back and watch it, go back and watch it. Yeah. It's just solid. I was surprised to see Sami Zayn there. I didn't know that he was doing the Saudi shows.
Well, he did.
He
did the last one, if you remember.
Did he?
Yeah, but it was the first.
I didn't remember.
Yeah, it was the first one. I'm not sure what the match was. To be honest, actually, I could tell you probably right now. Give me 2 seconds. It was. He was in the main event. It was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against versus the Bloodline versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa.
Oh fuck! I forgot that happened. that happened.
That was the first time that Sami was allowed. Well, not allowed. Like he was allowed, but he didn't want to wrestle in Saudi Arabia, I believe.
Yeah.
And but that was the first time he was doing it, and like you can tell because if you remember the last one they did.
You know, I didn't see that one live either.
Oh right, but if you remember the press conference they did prior to that event. And Sami was just like the crowd was just not leaving him. Even when he wasn't there, they were chanting for his name. And you could even tell actually when Sami. We'll get to the first match in a second, but when Sami left through the crowd, like the crowd are like clamoring for him. Like they fucking love him out there, man.
Yeah,
they really do. So
yeah, man. Well, yeah. And he defeated JD McDonough via pinfall in 9 minutes and 40 seconds. That's. First off, I'll say this again. They put less they're putting less matches on the card and giving them all more time.
Yep.
And it's making them all pay off.
Yeah,
that was the only match. That was the only match under 10 minutes, and it was barely under 10 minutes.
If you look at the card, like. A lot of these matches were like a really good length, enough time to tell a good story, and the two world title matches would give him the most time each. And
every title match. I mean,
every title match, nearly every title match, yeah.
Well, yeah, every match was given time,
given the time it needed to have, yeah.
Let's talk about Seth freaking Rollins.
Yep. Right before we do, because we were talking about the set. The massive jewel above the ring was the coolest fucking thing, man.
Dude, and I couldn't tell.
Cool.
I couldn't tell if that was even real or if it was, like generated.
I know what you mean, like
on the fly.
the what the fuck's it called? The augmented reality stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but like it was fucking. It's like the castle that was above the ring at Clash at the Castle. Like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like wow,
but that was real,
amazing.
right?
That was 100% real. Yeah,
that was a physical thing.
It was a physical thing.
You were there.
That was 100%. Yeah. You're at the castle. Yeah, that was 100% real. Unfortunately, I was on the other side of that, like, so I couldn't see the actual castle of it, like the actual castle thing. Like, you know, because it looked like a castle from one side, and the other side it was just like a rounded off bit of screen. But yeah, that was a real thing. Fucking cool. Anyway, as you say, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, amazing match. I thought maybe it wasn't my favorite match of the night, but it was up there for sure. It was a really good match to start the night off with, I thought.
Yeah, my main note of that match, again, you know, we could go. We don't go play by play, but if we did, it would go something like. Where did it go? Oh, I was just gonna read the Wikipedia thing, but I scrolled too far. Anyway, no. What my note was. My note, exceptional match. I think probably Drew's best match this year so far.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously he had quite a lot of time off this year, but this is definitely a bit of a return to form for him, I think.
Yeah.
You good there?
I'm good there. I'm just thinking like I probably should have something more to this, but I don't know that there was anything specifically that was. There wasn't any exceptionally oh my god moments.
Oh right, from the match itself. I mean,
from the match itself,
not entirely. I think.
Just solid overall.
Solid match, really good match.
Yeah,
I mean, we did have Drew kick out of a curb stomp as well, which is quite rare. Very rare, actually.
Yeah.
Another cool little fact, actually, Seth Rollins has not been pinned in a singles match since January.
Really?
Which is
going on his own little streak.
He's on his own little streak. I think that obviously means he's been pinned maybe in a tag match, but he hasn't been pinned in a singles match since January.
Right.
So that's, you know, by way of world champions here, they're definitely protecting Roman and Seth as world champions and not being pinned here.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Speaking of protecting him, Sami Zayn wound up inadvertently protecting Rollins after the match,
right?
Thwarting Priest's cash-in attempt.
Yeah, when that music hit, I was like, oh shit! Like
I was going out of my mind with immediate theories. The first thing that came to my mind was they're gonna do it. They're gonna give the title to Priest. And then he has to defend it against Cody later that night. And we're walking out of here with Cody Rhodes as champion. That was immediately the first thing. So it was the only thing that I thought of.
Yeah.
Once I thought that, I'd be like, fuck, that would be so cool. And it would.
Well, the thing that's going through my mind, like, obviously, by the end of the night, because Priest came out later in the night, obviously did his entrance with the tag team titles, but he did not have his briefcase with him. And he obviously still does not have it. That means Sammy still has the briefcase. Yeah,
so what I did see of, not that it's much of a spoiler,
right?
It's not much of a spoiler, but yeah, Sammy running away with the briefcase, he ran away with it, but by Monday night he had to give it back.
Oh, like, okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, they essentially wrote it in. You know,
regardless,
they called attention to the fact that he had to give it back.
Right. Regardless, I still think a few months ago we were talking about the fact that JD McDonough gave that brand new purple briefcase. Right?
Oh.
And I know now. Listen, like, we spoke about this, and we did speak about the fact that the briefcase was opened up, and we did see a Well, actually, fuck that.
Well, no, they did it.
They took the contract out of one and put it in the other, right?
Yes, they absolutely.
I just don't know. I still feel like there's more to it. I don't know why.
I 100% believe there is.
Yeah.
But this is a great point to that, is that now the briefcase was out of sight of Damian for a time. You could see how when we get to that match, but you could see, just since we're talking about it now, you could see how angry he was.
Yeah.
Walking to the ring.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have it, like you said, he didn't have it with him at that point later on. He was noticeably shaken up a bit all night.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, McDonough's loss.
Yeah.
To Sammy earlier started things off bad. You know, the misused well, he never got to cash it in, so it's still in play. You know. It's still there. But thankfully, once again, the only one that can get anything done in the bloodline right now, Mommy Rhea Ripley, set things straight in the next match by defending the Women's World Championship.
Yeah. So this match, for me, star player, fucking Zoe Stark, man.
Yeah,
she
100%
impressed me so fucking much. They really, you know what? They really gave everyone a chance to shine in this match. We saw like Baszler do like a triple submission, which is really cool. But yeah, by far, like Zoe Stark, like for the first time, I feel like on the main like she had a match against Becky Lynch for sure, and that was great. But I don't know, I just feel like this is a really good showcase of her and what she can do.
Oh yeah, they you can tell that she is someone that they have put a lot of stock in, and with good reason and good results. She is fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, you and I've been a fan of hers since day one.
Totally.
I'll claim that as well.
Yeah.
She's, you know, I said that about the whole thing with the Becky and Trish angle.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
you were saying that was used to get her over, really, than anything else.
To get that, yeah, and that's exactly what it was. The end result, the end of that entire storyline between Becky and Trish was Zoe Stark,
right, in
the ring. You know, it was. I'm here. I'm on my own here. You know.
Yeah.
And now they're letting her just run wild, and they're putting her in. You know, they're putting her with all the best people. They're putting her in these matches. Yes, she didn't win the title yet, but she is. You know it's going to be great when she does.
Yeah.
Because they're obviously putting a lot behind all of these women too.
Right.
You know, everybody got a new painted coat, like Pritchard would say. I love Shayna Baszler's, you know, adjustment to being singles again.
Yeah.
Now that she's not tagging, and you know. As much as we want to complain about Nia Jax, like she's absolutely playing the role that she should be.
Right.
You know, she's tough and mean, and she's not quite as sloppy. You know, I don't want to be I don't want to go negative again. I really don't want to focus on anything negative there.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I even thought, you know, even Nia Jax in this match was played a really good role
having four other people in the match means she doesn't even have to carry half the match, and like
she played the role of big person. You know, like a Big Show type character, where it's like, you know what, and the moves that she did in this match were like perfect for her. Like, they're not too showy; they're just kind of like big guy moves. Say, you know, and like that's the kind of moveset she needs. That it's like she's impressive doing those. She doesn't need to be doing anything crazy or special. Well,
that's always a problem when you're unnecessarily complex,
right?
You know, when you're anyway. point is, it was a great match. Like you said, everybody got everybody got their times to shine.
Everyone got their shit.
Everybody looked great. Yeah. And what was the one, the triple submission that Shayna Baszler had?
The 2 leg locks and the headlock.
Yeah, like that was amazing.
So cool.
Stuff like that. I love seeing.
But I will say, above everything else, like, this is I don't know, not saying that she wasn't before, but for some reason in this match, watching Rhea Ripley come to the ring, I was like, she's a fucking star. Like, now I don't know what it is, but now I just felt it this time. I was like, you are one of the main, like, you are like one of the biggest stars in this company right now.
Well, they gave her the extra special entrance.
Gave her the extra special entrance. She looked like
she was
a star.
the only one.
Everything. I will say the entrance was a bit weird because
unexpected. Yeah,
it was. The thing that was weird to me was just like the guy would come out, stand in the middle for like half a second, then walk to one side. After 1 or 2, it just started to get really awkward because there was like 20 of them in the end. So too many.
But what do we know about whatever? I don't know what that was. I'm sure if I had taken the time to do some research, I'd have an answer. But I'm sure there's probably a reason.
I'm sure there's a reason. Yeah.
And which means I'm sure that it was important.
Yeah.
And it being the only one and being the only person to get an additional special entrance.
Yeah. Pretty on the whole show, to be honest.
On the whole show, everybody else's entrance was their
pretty
normal
standard,
entrance.
Yeah.
Apart
from Logan Paul, we'll get there.
Oh right, Logan Paul. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, I forgot. He got his own. He got a little extra special.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there you go. Those are the two. And his entrance was phenomenal as well.
I mean, loved it. I think.
What was that? 11 minutes.
Yeah, Zoe. It just perfect amount of time, to be honest.
Yeah, and and like you said, Zoe Stark came out of it looking like a star.
Yeah.
Raquel looked like a star. Shayna looked like a star. Rhea still looks like a star.
Yeah.
And Nia Jax looks like she actually belonged in the match.
Yeah.
It's like.
So,
I don't have any. I honestly don't have
it.
anything to complain about. Yeah, I don't have anything to complain about. So that's great. That's progress for me.
Next up, we had Solo Sikoa versus John Cena.
Yeah, this is where the wows. This was where those series of wows were from. Yeah. Because those wows were real time. When we get to the end of
the end.
Well, let's just get to the end. Let's just get to the end. There's really only thing we need to talk about. We know the setup, like the setup of the match, the storyline of it was another phenomenally like nuanced and well scripted story.
Yeah.
Why is John Cena working with Solo Sikoa in storyline is essentially because Roman Reigns is just pissed that John Cena's still around.
Pretty much,
and I think that's just it's so great from like thinking of Roman Reigns, the head of the table, the tribal chief, the way he's reigning in a more, well, I mean, you've got a queen, you've got a royal family, like he's ruling the way a ruler would, by like, dictating power.
Yeah,
and authority.
If the UK was a dictatorship, then yes.
Well, it used to be. I mean, it used to be.
Not in my lifetime. Not anytime soon. No. But yeah, at one point or another, yeah, for sure. Well,
I'm just saying that the sense of a dictatorship,
it's a total dictatorship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's, it's just, but he's just so good at it. He's just so good at it.
Yeah.
And it makes you even more mad because he's not even dealing with the situation himself. But holy fuck, you want to talk about putting someone over. John Cena put over Solo Sikoa in this match.
Yeah, in some crazy fashion here with just like repeated Samoan spikes to the neck.
That was by my count, a dozen.
Right. Shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, and I could be off by one.
And I guess it's
I might be incorrect. If anybody wants to correct me, by all means, we'd love to hear it. But I counted 12.
Yeah, I was going to count actually, but I never said thank you for doing that, or at least doing the best of your ability to count them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously the lead up to this match was John Cena obviously questioning how much longer he has to do this. Yeah. And obviously going into this match, it was to prove that he can, because he hasn't won a match since singles match since 2018.
Yeah,
which is against Triple H in Saudi Arabia actually.
Right,
yeah.
and Paul Heyman's involvement in this angle was also just so brilliantly done, because he blurs the lines between reality so well when he's like he's genuinely praising John Cena truthfully, the person, while also still in character, sticking it to him in the same with the same sentence, and like the whole thing, basically his whole point being the only thing John has left is his voice, his mic, his ability to connect, and what do we see? We see a dozen Samoan spikes to the throat, which I don't know about you, but back in my day, back in the day, you get punched in the throat a bunch of times. You're talking with a voice box. You've got a shattered larynx.
Well, I absolutely loved on Raw, on the SmackDown before Crown Jewel. Like Cena came out and because he got hit with the spike the week before, and he had a gruff throat.
Yeah. He played. Right. That. Yeah, and he's played into it already.
Yeah. So it's like, but ultimately, like, this is all about Solo Sikoa. Like, this is definitely the biggest match of his career, the biggest moment of his career. I mean, let's put this into
16 minutes with the GOAT,
right? And it's like, let's put this into perspective for a second. Like, Clash at the Castle, like, happened September last year. That's where Solo Sikoa made his debut. Yeah. And like probably about a year to the day like from his actual in-ring debut on the main roster. And we're talking like the fact that this is where he's at. He's in the main event not the main event, but a big match with John Cena at a PLE. Yeah. And let's give John Cena props here as well, because obviously the people for a number of years would obviously say a lot about John Cena, like burying people or like always winning. But let's think about this, like, so late in his career, and he's made a name out of him for himself. He's not won a singles match since 2018, and not only that, like, he was Solo Sikoa was the 5th person to make his premium live event debut, and it against John Cena. So John Cena's had matches with obviously newer people on the roster 5 times at premium live events, and that shows that's whether those people lost or won, it doesn't matter. Like, that's a guy that's willing to have matches with brand new guys at pay-per-views and give them their moment, whether they win or lose. It doesn't matter. You're in the ring with John Cena. Yeah,
exactly. Win or lose, you're in the ring with John Cena, so you're winning. So eyes are on you.
Yeah,
it's about what you do with the time.
Here's the deal.
It's not just about winning or losing. You can't win a title without winning. But
I have some friends at work who are everyone goes on about casual wrestling viewers, and that's what he is at work. He's a casual wrestling viewer, and it's so fucking good to have a friend like that, because you get that that perspective that I never see, because I watch wrestling every fucking day.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And we do. Yeah, honestly, we do a lot of times get in our, we enjoy wrestling the way we enjoy it. But there are other people enjoying it other ways.
So,
and that's great.
Watched Crown Jewel and saw Solo versus John Cena, and obviously knows who John Cena is, because who doesn't?
Yeah.
But he was like, "Fuck, man, that Solo Sikoa guy is fucking like he's a monster. He's a beast."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Fucking, that's right. That's what you. That match did exactly what it was meant to do. It's meant to make that casual viewer see this guy beat the greatest of all time and go, who the fuck is this guy? And now all the eyes that are on him that weren't on him before, you know."
Yeah, and you know who else? And everybody in Saudi, all the Saudi Arabian fans also way more know who John Cena is than know of Solo Sikoa as well.
Yeah.
I would bet. And so they're also seeing him in that like everybody in all of these matches are like, there is the level of, you know, the high caliber of people in these matches is just astounding.
Yeah.
The story, but the match itself was just again, it was an incredible match. It made Solo look like an absolute beast. It made John still looked good. Cena still looked good. Of course he did.
Yeah. John Cena hit a choke slam, by the way.
Yeah, man. And he can certainly still take a beating.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah. And it wasn't
I can't
even
wait
like,
to see.
It's proof that
can't wait.
Yeah, go on, man. Sorry,
I can't wait. I just can't wait to see SmackDown and see what happens.
Right?
Like,
yeah. John Cena's 16-minute match. That's not a short match as well, especially for a guy of John Cena's not age, I guess.
Yeah,
but
probably the longest match Solo Sikoa's ever been in too.
Probably outside of a War Games match. You're probably right. Yeah,
right. War Games,
which is coming up next. Which
is coming up next. We'll get to talk about that shortly.
So yeah, I think that just that match served the purpose that it was meant to, and that is to put Solo Sikoa on the map. So that's exactly what happened there.
Yep, cement him as an absolute beast.
Yeah, right.
By destroy. I mean, it was few times they make me truly uncomfortable, and that got to the real uncomfortable.
Yeah,
spot.
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
Ooh, I mean, I know it's not really, really real, but
But you know,
man,
we know it's not real. But it's just the same as like you watch a Marvel film and you see Thanos beat the crap out of someone repeatedly, and it makes you uncomfortable. It's the same thing. It's meant to give over the same feeling.
It reminded me of the Hulk, the Hulk thing when he slapped Loki back and forth, just pound,
right,
pound,
and it just kept going. Yeah.
Like just so brutally, like abused him.
Yeah, exactly.
that's really the best term. Like Solo Sikoa truly abused John Cena in that match.
Right. Before we move on, I need to take a toilet break real quick. You can either keep the people busy or do what you want, but give me 2 seconds.
I can choose to do that.
Right, here we go.
I'll ponder that. I'll ponder whether I choose to keep them busy with some nonsense, or if I choose not to. On one hand, I'd have to just spend some time by myself spewing nonsense, which usually shouldn't be a difficult thing for me to do. I mean, I have been known to just ramble on partially coherently for, what seems like forever. To anyone that actually has to be stuck in the same room with me, because it usually is forever. It's an eternity when I am just given an open floor with no constraints, no known time limit of how long I have. I have a clock running. I know how long I'm just wasting time, but I really don't have, more ways that I could suggest. Now I'm just, I literally thought Chris was coming back and I was going to roll into something great, but it was just a sound in the background. So
hey, what's up? What I
miss? There he is. What you meant? No, absolutely, literally, me just stumbly and clumsily killing time. Just.
I missed as a British person would say. Is this a phrase in the States? I missed fuck all.
Fuck all. It's a phrase that I know is a British phrase, and probably people use it.
I think it definitely needs to be used more in America. That's a fun phrase. Fuck all.
Well, maybe. Yeah. You know what? Maybe that's what we can title our actual intro theme. We need, our intro theme doesn't actually. Well, it has a title, but I don't know that title is applicable to anything.
But fuck all means nothing, though. So.
Or is it fuck all? Is it literally fuck everything?
Oh, fuck all. Okay, I get you. See, I took me a second.
Do we want to turn it? Do we want to turn it on its head, or do we just want to let that go? And because it's not really a good idea. Yeah.
Here's the deal. We have Miz TV up next, and I got a lot to say about this for some reason, and I don't know why, but it got me thinking as I was watching it. It did,
yeah. So it was really unexpected how much they were into Miz.
Yeah, well, Miz has kind of taken a weird face turn since that Miz TV with Gunther the other week on Raw.
Yeah,
and I kind of like that because this isn't like Miz trying to be a face. He's still being a dick, but now the crowd just like it when he is. Kind of like Roddy Piper. Eventually, the crowd just liked Roddy Piper being a dick. So
right, isn't that it's the what was that? There was a movie about it. There was that bar where the waitresses intentionally treat you bad and people.
Oh right, yeah.
There is that yes, we want you to be bad. We don't like you as a good guy because you suck as a good guy. You can't be the Miz as just a baby face. It doesn't work. We want you to be arrogant and irritating.
He's a douche.
But you can still.
He's a douchebag, but he's the people's douchebag.
He's the people's douchebag. Yeah. He's now endeared enough because we all respect him. For what he's done. We actually do. Anybody that actually doesn't like the Miz doesn't like professional wrestling.
Right.
They like something that is a small part of professional wrestling, and they think that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
If you don't like the Miz, you don't like professional wrestling. That's all I could say.
Pretty
about
much,
that.
Yeah.
Because he just epitomizes everything that's great about a character. He really truly knows who he is.
Yeah.
And now he can be that. He's not a fake, like you said. People aren't going to respect him or follow by him as just a good guy face. Now I love the crowd, I love everybody, and I'm sorry for being bad.
Right, exactly.
I won't be bad anymore. No, he's just
now being a dick to the heels instead of the faces.
He's being a dick to the heels because there's these because Grayson Waller is trying to be a bigger dick.
Right. Yeah.
He's out dicking the Miz.
Wow, that's such a way of putting it.
I don't know why, but this is why the Miz gets strapped with fucking weird things like tiny balls and shit, because it always comes down to he's a peacocking kind of guy. He's a flaunting, he's a brash, arrogant, egotistical dick, but he's just so good at it.
Yep.
He's so good at it. So you love it, and we all want to be on his side, and the only way that we can cheer for him is if we cheer for him being a dick to the heels. I don't know. It's weird. It's professional wrestling.
But the one thing that really got me with this segment, with this Miz TV or / Grayson Waller effect, is that obviously we had Ibrahim Al-Hajij, who's a big movie star out in Saudi Arabia, a guy I've never heard of, and obviously someone who's just popular out there in the Middle East. But now I know for a fact, because this has happened before, and it always gets me to thinking, but when you get celebrity involvement on WWE television and you have guys like this, I know for a fact, because I've seen it since then and I see it all the time when things like this happen, it's like, oh, get this guy off the fucking screen. I don't know who he is, so therefore I'm bored and I don't like it. Well, here's the deal. you're forgetting about the first letter in the acronym WWE. It's called World.
Well,
they are a worldwide brand. They cannot just pander to one audience. They have to give so. If he's a famous guy in Saudi Arabia, that crowd.
The whole point.
That guy came out and they cheered for him because they clearly know him and they like him, right?
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe anybody who doesn't know who he is should just click on your fucking internet, look it up, and maybe watch what he does, and then you'll know what kind of amazing actor he must be for his industry if he is popular enough to be cheered by thousands of people.
Yeah.
He's obviously pretty fucking good at what he does.
So it was one of these moments where it's like, people need to just understand that this is an international brand and they're going to have to pander to the audiences of other countries.
No, not even pandering. It's
not pandering, but pandering.
Not pandering.
Word,
it's business. It's smart. That's what you do. It's part of the business. They're putting a spotlight on him. This is probably going to I'd like to see whether this actually, what this does for his, for his worldwide recognition.
Yeah, well,
and
probably a lot, to be honest. Yeah,
and I really truly would hope that more people would actually seek out his body of work and go watch. Maybe go, I don't know, download him off the internet or whatever. You find a movie that he's in and go watch it.
Yeah,
that's what you should do. In fact, that's probably what we should do. We should. I'll live the word that I'm. It's not just a do what I say, not as I do kind of guy. I'm gonna go find whatever movie is his number one movie, and I'm gonna go watch it, and and then we're gonna talk about it.
Report back.
We'll call back on that. We'll make it part of a bonus, the bonus part of one of the episodes for our Patreon.
There we go. But yeah, good segment, a lot of fun. Nothing,
awesome segment,
all harmless. Just and we had a people's elbow from him, which I thought was really fucking well done. Just funny. He seemed like a genuinely funny dude, actually.
Yeah, and here's another thing. So obviously they knew who the Miz was. They were cheering for the Miz.
Yeah.
And what's the Miz doing? Putting over Grayson Waller too by being in the ring with their top movie star and a wrestler that they know. This is all still putting over. Even Grayson Waller said it himself. He's like, my name's all over this thing. Yeah, how smart is that? Because they're teaching the crowd who all these people are still too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
because
they're doing
there's also a lot of people in Saudi Arabia watching this event that are casual watchers.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and I think they've done, since Grayson's come up to the main roster, I think they've really done a really good slow burn on making his character what it is, and that's is what it was on NXT, and it's slowly he's just more and more becoming more and more of a dick, and it's
you
great.
Know what, and what else is great? It doesn't require him to be in a match every week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kind of like the Miz. The Miz has never been he's definitely a guy who's wrestled a lot, but it's he does a lot of weeks where he's just doing Miz TV, and it's great because his career can last as long as it can.
Exactly, and that's enough. And I think starting someone like Grayson Waller off on that track now, is even better because you're just upping his longevity.
Yeah,
they're gonna put titles on him. I'm certain him and Austin Theory are gonna get those tag titles somehow.
At some point, yeah.
It makes sense.
But definitely at some point, give me Grayson Waller versus The Miz at some point or another. Just give me that match because give me that feud more than anything. I think. That's,
Well, we can see it happening because you've got competing talk shows, segment shows, and just for the record, I always have, still do, always will love the talk segments, the show segments. They've always been a treat for me as a fan since Piper's Pit, since the Barbershop, since Dude Love was
the Love Shack,
or not Dude Love, I mean Brother Love. I love that. I love that stuff.
Yeah, those things are great. I think they should always be. I mean,
I know some people.
Gunther actually said it during Miz TV a couple of weeks ago. He was like, "You still have a talk show in 2023," and I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, he does," because I love these things.
Yeah, exactly. Because people love that stuff. I know, but it's so good. But I mean, Gunther being Gunther, it's such a great.
Yeah. I mean, that segment was. You probably saw that segment where he just like Giovanni just got kind of like cussed down by the rest of his faction, which was harsh as hell. I don't know if you saw that segment or not.
Oh yeah. That's leading to some cracks.
But
you know what? They've got they maybe or maybe not. Who knows how that's going to play out? They've got interpersonal relationships in groups, factions are difficult all the time. I mean, it's a fact of life. You know what else is a fact of life?
What's that?
Is that Logan Paul is the new U.S. champion.
And I'm all fucking here for it, baby.
I'm so happy.
I absolutely... You know what? I was already won over on Logan Paul as a wrestler and in the WWE, but this match stapled it for me. I'm just like, this dude is a fucking bona fide star, man. Jesus Christ.
If you did not love everything about this, then you do not love professional wrestling. You love some part of professional wrestling that's something else. And I'll say it again. This is professional wrestling at its finest.
Yep.
And the bottom line is it wouldn't work if Logan Paul wasn't actually as good. Now, when you want to talk about a guy who's as good as he says he is, there's some guys out there who got fired who like to talk about being the best in the world. Dude, Logan Paul's got this guy like I wouldn't want to see CM Punk ever come back to WWE unless you feed him to Logan Paul and like send Phil Brooks home crying.
Well, you never know, man. Don't hold your breath because
I don't know. But
War Games is in Chicago.
I know that's harsh, but whatever. I don't care. I can be harsh about it. I think it was a fantastic match. Rey Mysterio was a fantastic champion.
Yeah.
The shenanigans were so smoothly done.
Yeah.
The angle now that Santos left the knuckles in the ring.
Yeah, that could lead to cracks in the LWO for sure.
Glaring cracks, and of course, because now's we've got. How do you keep the only way to keep people invested? I think we're seeing a lot of these minute fracture things in factions.
Yeah,
because it is kind of it's an easy way to keep faction stories fresh.
Yeah,
and it makes anything that makes you question alliances and allegiances.
Yeah,
is easy fodder for other angles, because you can have anybody in the ear of Escobar, it could be any, who knows, man.
Yeah.
What if someone in the Judgment, what if this is like Judgment Day in the ear of Santos Escobar, trying to get him to leave the LWO and join Judgment Day and get the U.S. title. I could see somehow it would take a very long time, because to get the title off Roman Reigns, there's still at least like 300 days till he beats Hogan's record.
Oh, it's a long time yet, yeah.
And he's beating Hogan's record. Like this is, and that's one of the things that I know no one's beating Roman. I go in every match we know Roman Reigns is winning.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
Doesn't mean the match isn't entertaining.
Doesn't mean the match isn't entertaining. Doesn't mean it's a good match. The test of whether or not it's good is, I know Roman Reigns is winning. Make me believe that he's not. Like, make me actually question that and believe, whoa, holy fuck. Maybe I might be wrong. It is not like, I don't know. I'm defiant with this angle, but like I'm so pro Roman Reigns beating Hogan's streak, and knowing that it's, you and I have been talking about for so long. This has been coming for so long.
Yeah.
They're not gonna pull the plug on it now. No way.
Yeah, well, we're already super close to him breaking Bruno Sammartino's second reign.
They mentioned it. I know we got ahead of ourselves. Let's rewind.
We're not even there.
Let's rewind.
Okay.
Let's pull it back. Sorry.
So
let's
Logan
pull it the
Paul,
fuck back.
Look, man,
Logan Paul. I don't even know how
he gets the WWE. He doesn't feel like a part-timer anymore.
No.
He's not doing this just for the money, and I really do feel that now. And I actually feel like he wants to, with this US title win, like do I feel like he's going to be there every week? No. But do I feel like he's going to be here more often now? Yeah, I do. And I want him to be.
And I think he actually wants to do it too, and he's really good at it.
I think that he signed up to do this thinking this would be fun, but I actually think he's caught the bug a bit, and I actually think he's enjoying this a lot more than he thought he would.
And I think he's a lot better at it than anybody thought he was.
Definitely.
Yeah. And that's something, and you know what? That's something that you can't be mad about.
Yeah.
Like, look at what he's doing. He's not taking the spotlight away from anyone.
Yeah.
He is bringing more light on everyone.
Yeah.
Like that's someone like him. And Bad Bunny was the same way. Bad Bunny was as exceptional.
Yeah.
And I hope to see him wrestle another match too. I'd love to see that.
I'd love to see Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny, man. That's got money written all over it.
You could have such a celebrity match for the
a celebrity match
that's
where
a
both
US
the
title.
celebrities can actually wrestle. I mean, come on, like,
dude, imagine a first time ever like someone who is legitimately. They came in from being a celebrity versus celebrity title match.
Right.
And Logan Paul and Bad Bunny are the only two that could do it.
Yeah,
right
sure.
now.
And if there's anyone out there that is comparing this to WCW in the year 2000 when they gave the title to David Arquette, it's not the same thing.
Dude, that's not the same thing. It's not at all the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's just not the same thing. If I haven't heard anyone say that, but I don't go anywhere. I don't go anywhere online where I would be inundated with that kind of nonsense, because that's just nonsense.
Yeah. This is good for business.
Yeah. This is so good for everything.
Yeah, and here's a little fact for you. You want a little fact? I'll give you a little fact.
Give me a little fact.
This is the first time in the United States Championship history. That's a long history.
I know what you're going. I know where you're going.
Where the title was won outside the United States, and then in one reign, and then lost outside of the United States. It was won Rey Mysterio won his title in Canada, and then lost it in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Interesting little fact right there.
Yeah. Which is weird considering it's the United States Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's one of those weird rules that we should probably talk about in our upcoming rules episode of Punk's Talk Wrestling.
We have been talking about this rules episode for such a long time. We've
been talking about this rules episode, I think, since episode 1.
I think you're right. Yeah.
We've certainly been talking about this rules episode since we first started dedicating every episode to former and future World Heavyweight Champion Jinder Mahal.
And Hall of Famer. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. Future Hall of Famer, future everything.
Yeah.
To everyone.
Apart from future everything, apart from future endeavored.
Yes, never endeavored.
Never endeavored.
There is no endeavors.
Yeah.
Future
apart from good endeavors,
except for continually
championship endeavors,
Yeah. Shout out to Jinder Mahal. Never hindered the Jinder. Where was I going? Where was I going with that? It was in my notes. It was literally at the top of my notes, and we've been so far that says first things first. Don't hinder the Jinder. And I can mark that off of my notes.
But yeah, Logan Paul, I'm here for it, and I really look forward to seeing what's gonna. I mean, I really hope when we go to WrestleMania next year that we get to see him wrestle live. I love to see him wrestle.
I hope I certainly hope. Yeah, WWE put Logan Paul on night 2 of WrestleMania for us.
Yeah, that'd be good
because that's when we're gonna be going
I know
live.
You're listening, so thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Or conversely, WWE, if you don't put Logan Paul on night 2. Send us some free tickets to night 1. We would really appreciate it.
We'd love to be there.
At Punk's Talk
Wrestling.
We'd
be honored. We'd be honored.
I know that's not going to happen by just saying that, but it's fun to say.
Yeah, it's fun to say. You never know, man.
I can say whatever I want. It's our we can say whatever we want. It's our podcast.
It is. It's true.
We can
I can talk about anything I want.
I can. We did for the first 15, 20 minutes of this podcast. We didn't talk about wrestling or punk
that point
music
already.
at all.
Yeah.
We barely ever talk about music at all. It's really just this isn't a podcast about punk rock and wrestling. It's just that we're two
guys that
talking about.
That's
wrestling.
right. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Next match was Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair for the women's WWE Women's Championship.
It was not Kairi Sane. It was Io Sky.
Oh, shut up. Yeah, that one.
Versus Bianca Belair.
Why I said Kairi Sane? Because, big moment of the match here. Big return, everyone.
The big return, yes. That was the big return.
That was the big return.
That was the big return.
So
it was big. It was. I mean, I should have more to say about it. It was a fucking phenomenal match. Match. Having another verbal stroke there. Just a tongue stroke. It's just minor.
I think your tongue is always in a stroke position.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Anyway, this match wasn't bad. It just wasn't memorable. Is that a fair thing to say?
I think. I mean, it was a solid match. Yeah, it's a solid match the same way that Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre was a solid match.
You know what I find is when there's a big return at the end of a match that it kind of makes the match. You kind of forget the match. Yeah. Which, well, I mean, the return also caused shenanigans, which ended the match too. There's that too.
So, and to be honest, it took me a while until it took me to the second time through to remember or to hear them mention that it was actually Bayley who put Kairi Sane out of action.
Interesting.
And that's why she was so shocked. Because again, cracks and factions. We're going to just call them cractions from now on. No, we're not going to call them cractions. Strike that. I'm sorry. We should just stop. Here, I'm going to edit that out.
Wait, what? What were you trying to say there?
I was trying to say we're going to edit out my idea of calling them cractions because there's so many cracks in all the factions.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I missed that.
You were you just drowned me out completely.
Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, good. Well, you know what? You should thank yourself. You're better off.
Yeah. Cractions.
Unfortunately, our listeners are not going to be able to miss it because I'm not going to edit it out.
No, you're probably not. No, you'll forget this happened. Actually,
I'll go right to it, and later on it'll be like 2:00 in the morning. And be like, nah, that's fucking funny to me.
Nah,
still.
That's staying in. That's
that's fucking hilarious.
That's good shit.
That's good shit.
But yeah, fucking.
You know what's good shit?
What's good shit?
The tying together of that whole storyline that it was Bayley who put Kairi out of action.
Yeah, now look, here's the deal.
It reminded me.
I want to be ageist, okay? Listen, hear me out. And I don't want to talk shit about Vince McMahon. Like, I can talk shit about the bad things he's done, and he's done some bad things.
You can always talk shit about bad things.
As a guy in professional wrestling, without him, there wouldn't really be professional wrestling. Let's face it, right?
Yes. Well, yeah. The way it is, it would be certainly a different world.
That's right.
Professional wrestling itself would be different.
later in his life, things like this would have gone amiss. Because he would have injected, someone would have been taken out by someone, and they would have returned and maybe just gone against anyone. With someone like Triple H in charge of storytelling, he tends to remember things like this.
Well, and that's
make it make sense, basically.
Yeah,
is what I'm trying to say here.
And it made me have to go back and remember. It reminded me of that storyline too.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely a Triple H, led story or angle. It's just it's those nuances. It's the
little
slow
things.
burn of it too. Like this weird tension between Bayley and Io. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going with it. It's just, it's well done. It's well done.
Yeah.
They're sprinkled, they got the right amount of, they got the right amount of coriander on it.
There it is again.
To me, it's a good story. It's a great story. But you're right. It did overshadow the match itself.
Yeah, but still, I mean, and I quite like. I mean, Kairi Sane looks definitely different from what she did when she left. She was that pirate kind of gimmick before she left.
Yeah,
and she seems a lot more creepy this time around. So she's definitely different.
gone from like pirate princess to like hacker, like pirate, like almost like like a gamer hacker pirate would be.
Yeah, there's something different there about it for sure. Yeah,
there's certainly some sort of, at least in the outfit and attire she was wearing when she came back.
Yeah.
It gave me a real big, video game kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
What do we have up next? Oh, up next is Cody Rhodes against Damian Priest.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this match. It's one of the shorter matches of the night, but I actually thought it was well constructed, and I mean, Cody got a fucking, again, like, if anyone says the crowd was quiet, well, then watch Cody Rhodes' entrance, and you realize that was not a quiet crowd.
It was not a quiet crowd at all.
Yeah. I mean, it was obviously ridden with distractions and interference from Finn Balor and JD McDonough and Jey Uso, obviously, but
lots of shenanigans.
I love me a match of shenanigans. It's all gravy with me.
And you know what? And again, there are some people that might complain about, oh, we're just seeing the same people over and over again, and it never really, yes, because they're really good at it. It's really good. I like seeing Cody Rhodes. I like seeing all of these guys against all of these guys all the time.
Yeah.
And having these shenanigans, having these dusty finishes and stuff, it brings longevity to the angle.
Yeah.
To the storyline. I don't know. I mean, I don't understand why. I don't understand why people just want to see somebody different versus somebody different every single week with no rhyme or reason.
With no rhyme or reason, just like here's a new match now, and it doesn't really lead to much or anything else. Yeah.
If you're gonna have that's what those are tournaments. You roll, you throw a bunch of people in a tournament, and it's just this guy versus that guy. This guy, whatever. That's fine, but yeah, man, let them play it. It gives you the ability to do so many interesting, you get to work more. The more you get to work with people continuously, the better you get at working with it. The better you can. The more things you can do,
the better stories you can tell, the matches you can put on. Yeah,
going back to the Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio. That wasn't what I was thinking of, but I did want to go back to that in that where Logan Paul saved Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
almost, that could have been a bad botch.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if, don't necessarily know if Logan Paul was in the wrong spot or if Ray didn't get the distance or height.
It's hard. It's quite hard to tell, but regardless, Logan Paul saved fucking Rey Mysterio's life there.
And that last minute, he definitely saved him from potentially breaking his neck.
Yeah.
And,
for sure.
and flawlessly turned it into a different move.
Yeah.
Or flawlessly maneuvered it back into what it was supposed to be.
You're right, exactly, yeah.
Just quick, I wanted to go back and make a shout out to that.
For sure. I mean, that
phenomenally done.
That went kind of viral really quickly, actually.
Yeah.
So, props to Logan Paul for being a fucking pro, basically.
Yeah. Also, call back in the match we are actually still talking about the Damian Priest entrance where he's just angry and bitter.
Yeah.
Only because it's just him by himself.
Yeah.
He's just got the 2 titles. He doesn't have his briefcase with him. He's just looking miserable, and 2 people have lost already. He didn't get his cash in. McDonough lost earlier. He's still, after all the shenanigans and everything, Damian Priest still loses.
Yeah.
This match. Again, great match, but the match was great because the people in the match were great, and they've been working with each other for weeks, honing how to do this, and all the shenanigans all worked. It was perfect. Loved it. A+ all around.
Yeah, great match.
And it's just more for the story. It is. It's more for the story, and it makes sense that Cody would win. Even it's a good bump for Cody because Cody's trying to get the whole point is Cody's trying to get rid of the Judgment Day. He's trying to get past them.
Yeah.
He's trying to get on with what he's going for.
Well, here's the deal.
He's not interested in anything that the Judgment Day have.
We've got War Games coming up now, and you got to think.
We got what?
Sorry. I should.
It
should be. I know. I should be better than that. We've got War Games coming up.
We do have War Games coming up.
And with that, you got to think that it's going to be Judgment Day. So Finn, Priest, Dominic, and McDonough against, I would say, Cody, Jay, Sammy, and Seth at this point, right? That's got to be. I haven't seen Raw. I don't know if anything's happened, but you got to think that would be. That's got to be where you're going right now. And
yes,
if
that is
exactly
where we're going
what they're
doing.
Now, but here's another thing.
I think that's literally exactly what they are doing. They did announce.
Oh really? Fuck. Well,
I'm pretty sure it is. I think it might be Seth. I don't know. I don't know for sure if it's Seth, but
right.
It's exactly. It's definitely Sammy, Cody, and Jay.
Right.
Pretty sure Seth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's with Seth too. Because Seth is entwined with them now, because of he's entwined with the Judgment Day because of the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
That's it. Pretty much. I'm pretty sure that's 90. I'm 99.9% sure that's exactly it.
Well, shit. Cool.
So there you go. You're right.
But
you're right.
I'm right. I'm
as you always are. We always.
I don't think I've ever been wrong, actually. To be honest,
we've not once in anything that we've ever said or done on this podcast has been wrong.
Nope.
It's only ever been incorrect.
Yeah.
But it's never been wrong.
Never been wrong.
Yeah,
so here's the deal. I was going to say something, and now I can't remember what it was.
Totally lost it.
I mean, that's kind of the theme of this podcast.
It is.
So. But yeah, that was what I was going to say. Going pretty quickly back to the first match of this night, are we going to see Drew McIntyre join the Judgment Day?
Ooh, well, we definitely had that. You saw Rhea like walk by,
with the
shaking
head,
head.
I told you so, kind of deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know because once it might have been like Windows closed now, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be either that or, I mean, it could go a lot of ways right now. We could see him join and then Priest win the title and then Drew kind of like take out Priest, kind of like an inside job situation.
It would seem weird for Drew to join a faction
of goths,
and knowing, it would be out of character for Drew to join.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
because of how much he hated the bloodline stuff. Right. It just wouldn't make sense. Yeah. But it's a great dig. It's a great character. It's great character work. Yeah. On both their parts. For sure. One other thing we forgot to mention when we were talking about Bayley involvement in the match. Did you see the videos of the cat that she found backstage?
Oh right, yeah, I did.
Yeah. Also, I love the fact that that Solo Sikoa completely no-sold the cuteness of the cat and just frowned at it and walked past it as if he didn't want to sit down, because you know that he couldn't possibly be caught on camera being a cat, snuggling a kitty cat. Yeah. It would break his character. Yeah.
At least he didn't Simone Spike it.
Right.
Yeah. God, that would have sucked.
Oh man. I'm just imagining, those AI stickers now that you can make in Instagram.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just now imagining an AI sticker of Solo Sikoa with a cat, holding a cat up by
the scruff of its neck,
with his thumb, and just and Bayley just sobbing.
Oh my god, it's so tragic.
So I know it could turn. Well, you know what? Let's rewind for a second here, because I do want to talk about the thing. I think we might see Bayley on the outs, of Damage Control. Yeah. Because she brought them in. She kind of created Damage Control.
Yeah, well, she's the leader. She did bring them in. Yeah.
Yeah, so they might pull, the same way. You know what I say when I love when WWE does something that I love and then they do it again. Yeah. Well, I love when they outed Edge in Judgment Day by just being, and they can do the exact same thing with Bayley. They're gonna beat her out of Damage Control.
Totally could do that. Yeah.
And I think we're gonna see we might just get the Bayley face turn again. Yeah. Which I would love. I'd love to see. You don't have to necessarily return to the wacky inflatable
the Bayley buddy.
Buddies,
Yeah.
Because I'd love to see a progression. I'd love to see I would just love to see a change, a new paint of coat, as they say on that other podcast, the Bruce Pritchard podcast, Something to Wrestle With podcast. Go check it out. It's great.
It's good podcast.
It's good podcast. I love it. It's one,
Speaking
it's
of
one of the ones that we what's that? We sponsor. We're not sponsors by. We sponsor.
We sponsor them.
We sponsor them by just saying their name. Yeah.
Speaking of nothing at all, the main event's next, and this was I gotta say, man. Fuck! The things I would do.
Everything I wanted.
The things I would do to a person that edits video packages for the WWE.
If you could give me,
just give me 5 minutes with that guy, man. That's what I'm saying. They're so good. They're just so good. How'd you edit something that perfect? I actually sat a guy down at work the other day who doesn't watch wrestling, but he does watch boxing and UFC, right? Yeah. And he was watching.
Just watch the video packages,
right? Yeah. And he was watching a one for boxing, and I was like, dude, this is a rip. This is a rip off of a wrestling video package.
Yeah.
Boxing never used to do this shit.
Oh no, not at all.
But this is a rip-off from wrestling. Not a rip-off, but they've taken this from wrestling. And I showed him I sat him down. I was like, check out these video packages. I was like, this is fucking the good shit right here.
Yeah, man.
God damn, this one was just another one that I absolutely loved. I think it was great.
And it's so funny to me because it's so funny that it's taken a sport, the sports that are really about who's the baddest and the toughest and the strongest and the best fighters. Yeah. And it's taken them so long to get on the idea of you actually can create character. You can actually have a character in there that just acts, just by their demeanor and their dress. Like, what's his name? The
Tyson Fury.
Yeah, that guy and the other guy in MMA, the smaller guy.
Oh,
the Scottish guy.
Shoot, he's Irish.
Or Irish. He's Irish.
Yeah, him.
Him, that guy. Exactly. You can see I don't follow any of it, but like he was a character. He was showing up in like fancy jackets.
But this is the thing. Like, my mate, he
was doing a whole Ric Flair kind of shit.
Yeah, he watches UFC and boxing, and the more I see, like, a glance and see things that he's watching, I'm like, the more the years have gone by and me seeing these things at the corner of my eye, I'm like, there's the more and more that the entrances are getting more grand. They're coming out to entrance music. They're having video packages. They're doing their press conferences where they get on the microphone and talk trash to each other. I'm like, they're selling the matches as if they're wrestling matches. Like, they're adding storyline. They're adding... They're adding
the Carnival Barker part to it.
That's right.
They're doing the showman act,
And
they're selling it.
So for two sports where their fans spent a whole lifetime criticizing the WWE or wrestling in general for being fake.
Yeah, they're still and they're using all our shit. They're using all our stuff.
Just taking
all our gimmicks. It has always been so weird to me.
Yeah.
That, but yeah, this let's get back to the main event.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns once again winning, as he always does, because he's Roman Reigns and he'll keep winning until he beats Hogan's record. I cannot wait to get and I've said this before, I don't know if they're going to do 1475 would be a great, like, I still want to get one of the 1,000-day shirts. I'm mad that I slept on it because now I got to go buy it like secondhand for double.
Probably be double the price. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'd love. They'll either do 1475 as a direct like beating Hogan.
Yeah.
Or if they don't want to call like direct attention and kind of, because that is a little bit of a trashy way. There's no reason for him to be calling out Hogan as if Hogan's going to try to stop it.
Yeah.
Although you never know, man. I don't know when he's actually going to beat the record, but it would be kind of funny if like.
Yeah, if Hogan
you could really kind of make a play that Hulk Hogan could try to come back for one match and just get Has Roman Reigns destroyed Hulk Hogan yet?
No, he hasn't. No,
I don't think he has. Right? Hulk Hogan and Roman Reigns have not fought.
No, hell, fucking no.
To my knowledge.
Oh no way.
Yeah. So, I think that'd be freaking hilarious. Even if it's not a real match, or even if it's like Hogan, they come, they bring him out as a guest to like talk about his reign, talk about Roman, beating his reign, and then I don't know. There's something there. Roman versus Hogan,
where he just gets speared and wins.
People might say nobody wants to see that, but yeah, I think there might be I'd like to see some kind of altercation.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I'm into it.
We're probably barreling towards Roman versus Rock, one way or another. If they, we really should. I really should always have my counter. I lost my. I had it in my notes and then I deleted it. I need to keep my Hogan title reign counter at all times so that we have that. But
how
anyway,
far we got to go,
Roman Reigns, 20 minutes of amazing Roman Reigns dominance.
Yeah.
I mean, LA Knight got a lot of good licks in.
I will say for his finisher, the BFT, Roman Reigns sells that better than any other person, I think.
Oh yeah, and once again, Roman really was selling. Roman sold everything to him.
He really did. Yeah.
When he one of my favorite Roman moves is the is the fixing his jaw after getting really hit by somebody.
Right. I know you're talking about.
The shock, his disgust and shock of like, you fucking actually hit me hard. You know, like that's just one of those little bits of arrogance that I love. Like, yeah, man, it was a beautiful match, and Roman Reigns put LA Knight over so hard in that match.
Oh, big time. He kicked out of a spear.
Dude, exactly. It's, I don't know what else to say, man. It was fantastic. It was everything was amazing with it. Yeah.
It's LA Knight, if you weren't feeling it before, he's definitely a bona fide star. And I mean, it's funny really because like we're literally 1 year since he was, Max Dupree.
Since he was Max Dupree. Yeah, man. Yeah, give him some time. Like this is, I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast or if I was talking about this to somebody else, but I've said it so many times. Like this is exactly what he had this rocket strap right to the top, right to the title, and now boom. Now we get to see. Now let's see how many real fans he really has.
Right, exactly.
Are you going to stick? Exactly. Are you going to stick with him? Are you going to stick with him on the rocky road back up, or are you just going to complain that Roman Reigns buried LA Knight and they're just buried? Dude, it's the same. It literally sounds like the sound of when cows chew. Like is what I think when people talk that way. It's just like, dude, he would have nowhere to go if you had given him the title, let alone the fact that even if he was on Smack or even if it was on Raw and you put the title on him, took him from Seth, then he'd have nowhere to go. Right. Then what do you want to do?
Exactly.
Then what? Someone's gonna beat him. You're gonna just give him the title forever now too because what? Someone's got to beat him. And
this is the perfect test. It's a perfect test.
This is the perfect test.
You give the guy the shot, and he loses.
And he lost.
It's the perfect
reality.
For
harsh reality
for the Office to go like, okay, is this just a flash in the pan? His popularity, is it just a flash in the pan, or does this crowd actually like him? Is he just a flavor of the month, or is he a guy you can rely on? Like Cody Rhodes had his opportunity, and his heat has only gotten more impressive since WrestleMania. So,
and what do I love? I mean, and I've even finally bought into Cody Rhodes now.
Yeah, right.
To the point where I like this Cody Rhodes more than I like Stardust.
By the way, he has the most awesome entrance jackets I've ever seen. Every month, every
it definitely helped. Wow. The jackets definitely help.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. His increase in quality and flauntery. I don't know what that's not
flamboyance.
A word,
there's a word.
Flamboyance, yeah. Well, flauntery is going to be a word. We're gonna make it a word now.
It's
flauntery
a word now,
is an official Punks Talk Wrestling podcast vernacular. We're gonna call them levels of flauntery. That's how we'll rate entrance gear from now on.
And I think he has 10 levels of flauntery for sure.
10 levels of flauntery. Yeah, he's definitely up there.
Yeah. 10 points of flauntery.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I finally bought it. I finally buy it. I finally get it. He's won me over. He's truly won me over.
Yeah, he's great.
Cody Rhodes. We're not even talking about that match anymore.
We're not even talking about that match. But one thing I will say, Roman Reigns, like
entrance theme.
He came out in this match and like, I don't know what it is, man. Every time I see this guy come out for a match, and it grows and grows, and the more and more he wrestles, and the more he defends his title. But I really feel like I'm actually living in one of the greatest title reigns of all time.
Yeah, it truly is.
I actually feel like I'm living in it, and it's the first title reign in my life that I've ever felt that with, where I'm like, I'm actually living through fucking history right now.
Yeah, it is amazing. It is absolutely phenomenal, and for for a very vocal minority of people, because I don't believe it's definitely not the majority, because
it's not the majority.
It's not the majority. It's the vocal minority of negativity.
Yeah.
It's look at what it is. You know, these are people that you never got a reign like that. You didn't get the Hogan reign. I lived through the Hulk Hogan reign, but I was barely old enough to really know all of it.
Right,
know?
Exactly. The fact that we've been so present to see this entire reign for the last 3.5 fucking years, man.
And no one stopped watching. No one has stopped watching, because the people that are complaining about it, are the people that aren't really watching. You know, they're not really watching. They're complaining about things that they really don't. They're complaining about stuff that's not about them anymore, and it's, you know, it really. Anyway, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. If you're not a person if you don't love this amazing reign of Roman,
it's amazing.
Then I'm sorry, you're missing out. You're missing out on joy.
What they've managed to achieve,
because it's happening. No matter what.
When I mean they, I mean Roman, I mean Paul Heyman, I mean Triple H, I mean the writers, I mean anyone he's ever faced, I mean the bloodline, everything that this company has achieved with Roman Reigns is something that they've never achieved before. They've made another star, but they haven't done it in the same way that they did it with John Cena. They've done it in a way where it's just like they've solidified this guy. He feels like he is when they say greatness on a different level, like they're not fucking kidding, man. Like,
but they're not kidding. Level. It's a great term, but the shirt is so fucking bad, and they got to get it off that goddamn graphic again.
Yeah, it's shit.
We say this every time, man. Oh, you brought it. As soon as you said it, it like triggered. Like I have fucking PTSD trauma every time I see that shirt. It's worse than the Core shirt. It really is.
Yeah, that's a shit shirt too.
The Core was at least a shit name.
Yeah.
With no point, so of course it would have a shit shirt.
Well, they got the greatest Greatness Among Us shirt now. That's a new one, and I quite like.
Yeah, that one's badass. Yeah. That one is so fucking bad. I don't understand how they let that shit design past the art department. And why they keep putting it on that graphic. That's such an easy goddamn change. It takes fucking 5 minutes to re-render at most any of that shit.
It's literally a graphic on a fucking.
It's literally a graphic on a skin.
Yeah.
Like fuck it, WWE. I could go in. Give me access to your. I'll come and do it. I'll drive to wherever you have your fucking graphics department. I will go into their computer and I will fix it for you myself for free. You don't even have to validate my parking. Just get that goddamn graphic off there and just eliminate that graphic, that artwork from the history. Take it off of everything. It's so goddamn awful for for Roman Reigns of all people.
Well, I enjoyed that.
Wow. Sorry, I had to let some steam off there.
Yeah, you definitely let some steam off there. It was good fun. I'd be clapping and applauding you if it wasn't like 10:30 at night right now.
You can't clap at 10.
Well, you know, I've got neighbors.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Jeez.
That's true. Oh, yeah. You know, the weird thing is you have been to my house. You know the layout of my house.
I live in London where like my neighbors are like literally through that wall that's like 2 feet away from me.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to see your flat when last we visited. So next time.
Well, next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time I'll probably be crashing on your floor when the band is playing.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I know this is a complete sidebar, but while we're at it, we might as well talk about it.
What's that?
We are planning on going to Rebellion Fest next year, whether we're playing or not. So
okay.
One way or another, we're going to be coming over to England.
All right. Fuck yeah. Well, I'm well up for that.
So yeah. So add that to the list. There's the punk rock part of Punks Talk Wrestling.
There you go. There it is.
We'll do maybe we can even do a Punks Talk Wrestling Rebellion Fest episode.
That'd be great.
We'll put that
where we talk more about punk rock than we do about wrestling.
Yeah.
It'll be called Wrestling Fans Talk Punk rock.
Wrestlers talk. We could spin it on its head. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, this match.
Yeah.
Again.
Wow. Jesus Christ. It's time.
Fucking great.
It's that falling off the rails moment, right?
Falling off the rails.
Yeah.
End of it. Ended in shenanigans.
Yeah.
Ended with shenanigans. Ended with Roman Reigns winning.
Yeah.
Real quick. Let's talk about this ending. Let's talk about after the match, because this is something I've been told by someone who is I believe is reputable. I believe them.
Okay.
But I've never heard it myself.
Right.
You heard the glitch on the loop of his.
So I did see this. That's a thing, and it's always been a thing.
It has been a thing.
Yeah, forever and a day.
Really, this is the first time I ever noticed it.
Whenever his music loops.
But it's only on the after. But he must have a different track for the intro and for his intro coming in. For when he ends, I mean, it's definitely different because it doesn't have that long intro to it. But it's not even the same loop because I timed it. Those Shield hits happen. Hits happen like after, what is it, 10:22 to 11:26. So after a minute.
Right.
After only a minute, that Shield, that didn't, like it happened once when it repeats really briefly, and then the second time it repeated more prominently.
All I can tell you is that it's something that I've noticed.
Never heard it. I've never heard it before until then.
I've noticed a million times.
Really?
Yeah. And it's,
well, fuck me. I apologize.
It's after like a sorry, my train of thought. It's after a match when he's won, and obviously it takes.
Yeah, it's the aftermatch. Yeah, it's the theme. It
goes, and it basically when it's about to loop. You know what I think happened? I don't know if you've noticed, but you probably. But
it's not.
His new theme is a rough. It's got elements of the Shield theme in it, right?
It certainly does.
What I think they did is they had the audio file for the Shield theme, and they laid this on top of the track in order to like kind of match up to it, right? In a sense. And basically, they fucked up the track, and at the very end there, they left a tiny little shiver, a little shaving of. But the Shield theme.
I don't think that's the case. I can't believe that's the case because I timed it out. And it happens at 2 points, at 2 different points, and they're not the same, and it's not the same loop either. So when his theme hits after the match, it's 4 hours 10 minutes 22 seconds, based on the Fuck Peacock time check that has that has like the pre-show in it. I don't even know if. So anyway, it's 11:26 when the first Shield hit hits in his theme,
right?
And then it's 12:06, so it's a minute at first, and then it's only 40 seconds.
I love how in depth you've gotten here with this. It's amazing.
I need to go back. I want to go back and find out when this. We're gonna find out when he first started using this theme, because he obviously has been winning every time. I'm gonna check the theme to see when I first hear it to find out. There's got to be something. I just feel like there's something there because how I and maybe it's just because I just noticed it for the first time, so I believe it has to mean something. It very well may not. Everybody can be telling me that I'm wrong and I'm crazy, but and I might be both of those things. But I'm gonna figure out when this started, and if there's a conspiracy. See, you got me on the conspiracy loop early on, and now I'm like Charlie from Always Sunny in Philly with the fucking board connecting. Like, in this match, it happened at this time frame. Like, there's a countdown of how many times it happens. I don't know. There's gonna be something. I believe there's gonna be something, so I'm gonna manifest that something will appear, and I'll make it happen. Anyway. What else did we want to say? It was a phenomenal pay-per-view.
I think that's it. I mean, here we are at the end of another fucking show.
We Yeah.
Episode
if
13,
you made it this,
I think. I'm losing count at this point.
I think this was 13. I marked it as episode 13, lucky 13.
Right.
So all we have to do is the things that I have on my outro to do, which is plug the Instagram where you can find us. It's at Punks Talk Wrestling on Instagram. We do have a Patreon. It's at Punks Talk Wrestling on Patreon. We do have a TikTok that doesn't have any content on it yet because I haven't made the content that I promised. It's at punks.talk.wrestling because I made a mistake when I made the account. So, if anybody wants us to put something up there, you're going to have to tell us. Say, put something on the fucking TikTok, you lazy son of a bitch. And I'll be like, yo, man, don't be talking about my mom like that. Lazy? Maybe. But I'll do it. Just call me out. Call me out on it. But it has to be publicly. It has to be public shaming. It's the only way that's going to work. And then we got to talk about what next week's pod is going to be about. And that's a good question because.
Well, here's the deal. When is Survivor Series? When is that now? That is on
Survivor Series.
November 25th, 2023. I tell you what, we could do right fucking now if you would.
We could roll the dice for it. We could roll the dice for a Survivor Series rewatch.
That's right. So
review.
I have an idea for you here. Because
actually, that would work out. That would work out perfectly because Survivor Series. Oh, I think I think I know what your idea might be, but let me.
Because
that'll give us a week. That'll give us an extra week in between. Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. I got a little idea for you. So,
is it because? Can I guess?
Sure. Go on. Why not?
First of all, Cody Rhodes in camo face paint.
Oh hell yeah! What a fucking badass poster that is.
Yeah. Instantly just makes me think.
LA Knight. Yeah, you let out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, instantly, Cody Rhodes in face paint. Gold Dust was the best. Yeah. Gold Dust is still the best.
I actually saw someone did a remake of that poster, but he's got Stardust face paint on.
Or Stardust, yeah, Stardust. That's what I meant. Stardust, Stardust was the best, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Stardust is the best.
Yeah.
What was your idea? And
you said you were going to guess, so
yes, I'm going to guess because this is the first Survivor Series War Games. Shall we?
It's not. Last year was the first Survivor Series War Game.
No, it wasn't.
It was. We had the Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens.
Oh, we did, man. I am just riddled with inconsistent. Man, last year I was not paying attention to what has happened. I'm not. I'm rolling lots of ones here.
What was your idea? What was it? Sorry, not your idea. What was your?
Anyway,
what was
your the only way the point. What I was thinking was you wanted to do a combination rewatch of one past Survivor Series and rewatch of one past War Games.
You're damn fucking right. So here's my idea. We do one dice roll to watch back at an old Survivor Series pay-per-view. And we do a dice roll, and I've got it figured out here in a sec, but there have been a certain amount of War Games matches in history. A lot of them actually happening on house shows back in the 80s, but we'll get to that at some other point.
Dude, they did some crazy... I mean, they did a lot of crazy shit at house. Yeah. Well, there was a lot of house shows.
So I will count up and see what number we're at for the different War Games matches. So would it include WWE, NXT, and NWA and WCW as well? All the ones that are on the network, right? We'd include all of them, and we'll do a dice roll for that as well. So would you like to do that right now?
I would love to do that right now, but I have a question for you.
Oh, what's the question for me?
This year marks the 37th Survivor Series, which means there's 36 previous Survivor Series.
Yeah.
How should we break this down how can we break this down with a dice roll other than using a random generator that just says roll a D36 and randomly generate a number between 1 and 36? We could roll a... Let's see, what would be the breakdown?
You work this out. I'm going to grab the dice.
All right, you grab grab all the dice because I want you to be able to roll as many dice as possible. But see, rolling multiple dice means the lowest number possible would be the lowest number of dice. So we'd have to have a way of.
How's about you do that, right? Let me really quick. You probably have to edit out.
There's 16. Wait, well, what did we say? There would be 36. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There would be 36, which means.
All right. The good thing is that available on the WWE Network, there are 20 War Games matches available. So that makes
that's perfect.
Perfect.
Right? That makes it easy.
So,
these are just individual War Games matches.
Yeah. So we'll watch the whole pay-per-view because fuck it.
Yeah, we'll watch the whole pay-per-view. Yeah. But okay.
But
there are some pay-per-views that have multiple War Games matches.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just. Basically, I guess some pay-per-views are going to have more than one chance to get.
Well, then we'll get. Chosen. Yeah, there we go. We make it. There we go.
Make it fair.
Yeah, that's how it works. I'm still figuring out how we can divide 36 into a dice roll.
How about I roll 2 d20s and we've only got 4 chances there of it not being rolled?
Yeah, you know what? That actually makes sense. And we'll just have to. If you roll double ones, we'll start with. Well, if you roll double one, we can't possibly get Survivor Series 1 with 2 dice.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah, but you know what? If you roll double 20s, we'll do... Because there's not... Anything that you roll, we'll stack it. We'll stack it towards Survivor Series... We'll stack it towards the very first Survivor Series.
Right, okay.
How does that sound?
So if I roll double 20, we do Survivor Series 1.
So we'll roll... Yeah, anything you roll is the Survivor Series. Anything that doesn't have a corresponding Survivor Series, because we can't roll a 1.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you roll 37 to 40, that is Survivor Series 1.
All right, cool. Right. What do you want to roll for first? War Games or Survivor Series?
Ooh, wait, since we're rolling for 2 things, can I roll one of them?
Shit, yeah, you can.
Fuck yeah, let me get a die, too. I'm excited. Oh, man, and I just moved all of them just out of reach. All right, so I'll let you, since you're the primary dice
Well,
guy.
I'll tell you what. I've got the War Games list up, right? So let me do the D20 for War Games. You can do the D40 for Survivor Series. All right.
All right.
So I've got my list up. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Because I got the other list up.
I'm gonna go ahead and see. I'm gonna have to do some counting once I've rolled it to see which one we get. But let's have a look here.
Yeah. All right.
Oh shit! This is gonna be great. 4.
Oh. All right. What do we have
I rolled
here?
the number 4. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have got Full Brawl from Houston, Texas, September 19th, 1993.
Oh, that's a WCW.
Oh my god, we have the debut of the fucking Shockmaster.
No shit, dude. Wow.
The debut match of the Shockmaster, but still.
Dude, our dice have been nothing but giving us
keeps on giving,
gems after gems. So I rolled a 19 and an 8 on my die, one of which was from the Critical Role Vox Machina dice set.
Oh, beautiful.
Shout out to Critical Role and dice, and because they're awesome. So that's a total of 27.
27. So
which means that is Survivor Series 2013. From the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. With a main event, we've got in our classic Survivor Series matchup, we have the Shield and the Real Americans.
Wow.
Versus Cody Rhodes and Goldust, Rey Mysterio,
I just saw
and the Usos.
Amazing. Okay.
So this has got to be I think this must be a Raw versus SmackDown kind of thing because
that's Survivor Series. Yeah, that's the 5-on-5 elimination match.
We also have a 7-on-7 Survivor Series elimination match
for the females, right?
With the women, yeah.
Mark Henry versus Ryback.
Mark Henry versus Ryback.
John Cena
versus Alberto Del Rio. Well, we can just skip that. Maybe we can just say John Cena defeats a piece of shit in 18 minutes and 49 seconds.
Way too long for my liking.
Yeah. CM Punk. There you go. We get to review a CM Punk match with Daniel Bryan.
And Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatt family.
Wow. Yeah. All right. And Randy Orton and the Big Show. For the WWE Championship. Yeah. There's also lots of other great stuff. Miz and Kofi Kingston. Big E versus Curtis Axel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. There you go. Survivor Series 2013. And War Games.
War Games.
What? 93?
1993. Just so we know, it's Sting, Davey Boy Smith, Dustin Rhodes, and the Shockmaster.
How weird.
Versus Sid Vicious, Vader, Harlem Heat.
How fucking weird, as these are exactly decades apart, too. This is November 24th, 2023 for Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And that War Games is in 20...
Wow. Sorry, fuck it. We went through the whole card of the other one. We got Rick Rude versus Ric Flair. We got Cactus Jack versus Yoshi Kwan. We got the Nasty Boys versus Arn Anderson and Paul Roman. We got Ice Train versus Shanghai Pierce.
What?
We got Too Cold Scorpio versus Marcus Bagwell. No, Too Cold Scorpio and Marcus Bagwell versus the Equalizer and Paul Orndorff.
Oh, man.
Got Charlie Norris versus Big Sky. Oh, man. Come on now. For the WCW World Television Championship, we've got Lord Steven Regal versus the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. What a fucking match that's
Dude, this is going to be killer.
Yeah.
that's
so into this. All right.
Yeah, that's going to be a chunky episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. All right, man.
All right.
Well, I think that pretty much does it, right?
Yeah.
So that's next week. We got a lot to watch.
Whoa, no, this is 2 different episodes.
Oh, I thought you wanted to do it all in 1 week.
Oh, Jesus, that'd be too much. Let's do...
Okay, so you want to do...
Yeah, we'll do a Survivor Series recap, and we'll do a review, and we'll do a War Games, or in this case, Full Brawl.
War Games!
Yeah, Full Brawl 1993 War Games review.
Right. And okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll still have... Right, because that will take us right up to the actual this year's Survivor Series, which we'll record on the 28th or 29th.
Yeah, so you might have another one between that, but we'll figure something out.
We might. All right. One way or another.
Perfect.
And we'll keep working on the rules of the universe. That's gonna be a deep dive. That one is gonna be definitely a deep dive. I think we're gonna need to have like at least one patron for that. We need to make sure that it's worth something to someone.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's going to be good. Anyway, I think that's...
I guess that's it.